On a date with my sugar daddy.
No, I need the cards.
No, because it's got the number on there. I don't.
On a date with my sugar daddy.
No, I need the cards.
No, because it's got the number on there. I don't.
It's good for me, sexual healing is something that's good for me. Whenever blue teardrops are falling, and my emotional stability is leaving me, there is something I can do. I can get on the telephone and call you up, baby, and honey, I know you'll be there to relieve me. The love you give to me will free me. If you don't know the thing you're dealing, oh, I can tell you, darling, that it's sexual.
40-inch hair, yours came in a pack. Camel so fat, you can see it from the back. Go bad bitch, go bad bitch, go bad bitch, go bad bitch.
Can't handle what I am now. You a fan now, and I'm not what I was. So tell me, are you down now? Cause I'm up now. So let's lay truth or dare. Dare you to forget that you used to treat me just like anyone. Truth or dare, is it true you care? Now that you can see the love.
Yeah, yeah, gosh, something wrong here.
Depending on your age, you'll see this in a variety of ways and whatnot. Okay? Depending on your age, you'll see this sugar baby certified, man. Without a shadow of fucking doubt. This is a sugar baby. I've had interactions with more than my fair share of this type of woman and shit, specifically on the West Coast. I have seen a number of sugar babies in various stages of their career. That's all I can really call it and shit, because it's the hypergamous criminality and shit that I really can't blame, because most of the men that were involved with them knew exactly what they were doing and shit, okay? Alright? You know, the problem with women like this is when, you know, they have a side dude or, you know, some guy that's in a friend zone that don't know what's going on. He's almost medically oblivious to his life situation and shit. You don't want to be that fucking guy and shit, okay? I looked at this as a teachable moment. It was a segment of another video that I put out and shit in a series I intend to continue putting out, highlighting this stuff, because I think young men need to have purview and proper information and guidance, to make a informed decision about what they're going to do with their life, and personally and otherwise and shit. Some people may be better at it than I am and shit, but getting back to this video, thinking about my younger self, like in my 20s or something, like I would see, being with this woman as a win, as a fucking win, shit. And I would blame that mostly on my upbringing and background and shit, growing up in the Chi on the south side of Chicago. I would see this as a win. This woman would be like a prize stallion to march around with, but unfortunately she would be detrimental to you, because she would bring unwanted attention and drama into your life, and you would spend an inordinate amount of time fighting off other potential suitors with more resources and shit, and wondering and convulsing about what she's doing when you don't see her and everything. And it's unavoidable and shit, okay? Even, high value guys go through this shit. In my 30s, that's when you get a little more cynical and shit. You've already had like your heartbreak, situation or whatever. You had some kind of red pill situation, so you'd be more reserved, but probably, in your early 30s, you probably still feel like how you felt in your 20s and shit, just with a little more sense and whatnot. But, like speaking from, my experience in California, I know a lot of women that, I was friends with. They were like, I guess you could call them sugar babies, and they could turn it up. They could turn up the sexuality and the attention and, the seductiveness to like 1,000 and shit, just run right through you and shit. Most of the women told me, and what's my understanding, that if the guy bent to their will early on, or if they knew they can exert a certain amount of emotional pressure or sexual coercion on them, they would just disrespect the living shit out of them, run right through them and shit. I've seen guys that see that woman in another man's car and get out and come up to them and kiss them on the mouth and shit, and tell them they didn't see what they saw, and the dude just said, yeah, okay. And then you always have that guy has, what they call the red pill rage. They just lose their shit, and that's kind of dangerous. But you get a lot of guys that, they just feel like the whole world is bottoms dropped out of the world and shit. Then you get like your 40s. We get your 40s a little more pragmatic and shit. I'd say your 40s and the 50s and shit. You see it for what it is, and you really don't give a damn. And like being, I was in the military before. I seen a lot of old military guys, like Caucasian guys with, Asian women. Yeah, some of them were hot and shit. Those guys were cognizant of, that they were, financing their lifestyle of a sugar baby. They just didn't want it to be an American woman. They didn't want it to be a white woman and shit. Some cases, maybe it's a black chick, but it's a black woman is wearing a mask, acting like a white woman and shit. It's just hilarious as fuck. But, a lot of older military guys I know, using guys from the Vietnam era where they have like Asian wives. And like, if you saw them in an organic relationship, the woman wasn't that attractive and shit. But the dude told me they just knew how to clean the pipes, clean the shit out of their pipes and keep the house up and take care of the kids and everything. And if the woman was more attractive, and kind of, into social climate and shit, the guy just looked at her as a trophy with a brain. He didn't give a shit. A lot of those old white dudes and white hair that you see, they be sitting up in their smoking jacket, having a bourbon lunch, and every now and then the woman comes and gives them a blowy and shit, or sits on their lap with no panties on, and they're cool as fuck. They don't give them the keys to their fucking Hummer and shit. Let them do what the fuck they want to do. They didn't, like, the older the guy was, the more he didn't give a shit about whatever the woman was talking about. She was there for a reason, and she knew it. She was gonna get the fuck out. And sometimes, like, I even knew, like, an older, like, kind of sugar baby lady that would consider her husband a partner, and found out he was cheating, and she was just mad as shit because she wanted to know how much money he was spending on the woman. She had no intention of getting out of the marriage and shit. This is just a reality of things. I want to tell young men out there, you're gonna find true freedom when you don't give a fuck what you hear outside of yourself and shit, okay? Anything that's not constructive, that somebody else's opinion does not matter in your life and shit. And that's why I intend to do a sugar daddy or sugar baby series, going forward and shit, every now and then. Because I want you to know, like, you'll get the most power when you don't give a shit about what's outside of you that's not constructive, okay? And when something's constructive. When you're hearing a woman's opinion, you don't give a shit that a woman tells you what she thinks a man is and shit. You are the man. Alright? Disappointed. Disappointed to be showing this hot ass chick and shit. I think she's hot, man. I like her with a little more hips and her ass and everything, but I dated a chick that was built just like this and shit. I want to get into it. Fuck the bitch is stalking me. She's probably watching this shit right now, and she's a loser. Yeah. The older you get, the easier it gets when, it comes to that mindset of dealing with a woman shit, because, you're seeing, you've come into the finite nature of your existence and shit. You really ain't got time for the bullshit. If you do, you have an arrested development, you should seek therapy. Otherwise, this has been my commentary. I hope that anything I've said has been constructive, and maybe you would, hit a like or subscribe. And, I don't mind comments in my comment section. I respond sometimes, not all the time. So, that being said, this woman's sexual marketplace value is about a 7. California standards, and that's for a high value man. She's about a 7 for a high value man, depending on his taste and everything. If it's a old white dude, her sexual marketplace value is 5. Okay, to a dude with a shitload of money. And I'm talking about like a CEO of a company, whatever. She's just like a happy meal to him. She's not a wife material and shit. He doesn't. Him financing any her lifestyle, her expenses, like out of pocket shit. It's like money out of his wallet. That's disposable cash. You know, that's happy meal cash. Okay, and she's gonna be eating a happy meal out of his pants. Right? She's gonna be doing anything he wants, shit, because she want her bills paid. She want to be able to stunt, be on the social media and act like she's living her best life when we all know what she is. You know, like my old friend, I had a friend named Melvin Bourne. He was a Vietnam vet. He used to always say, you know, we know what you are. We're just haggling over the price. Okay, that's a true sugar daddy mentality and shit when dealing with a sugar baby. Okay, all right. It's not an enviable lifestyle, you know, for the ladies. Okay, because they have a limited shelf time. They have to get as much money as humanly possible. And when you're an old dude with a deep pockets and shit, you know that it's like going to the, you know, it's like going to the candy store or something. You know, just for these old guys, they don't give a shit. They play golf and, you know, they drive with sports cars and all this bullshit. And they got their own house and, you know, they have to afford to pay for a bitch to have an apartment in Beverly Hills and shit. You know, it ain't no big shakes to them. You know, they're paying for that shit with their pocket money. And the chick thinks she's winning and shit. But, like, really know what she is. My friend says, know what you are. We're just haggling over the price. That being said, King, I hope you learned something from this. You know, like, it should be so humble. I keep it 100. I'm not perfect. I'm just a human being. But I hope you learned something from this and shit, okay? So that being said, keep your head on a swivel. Definitely protect your bag. And above all else, do not make fallen women the stewards of your family. Do not make fallen women the mothers of your children, because your children are your future. They are your legacy. SYSBM equals save yourself, black men.
The Black Patriarchy. A non-existent group of fictional black male power brokers not discredited, erroneously jailed or outright killed by the minority majority who look the other way as they work tirelessly to shame, oppress, and outright take out the altruistic black female populace of the honorable democratic United States of America. 3K's inset bitches. These evil wealthy members of the Black Patriarchy are the sole reason for all the ills of the black community, walking, talking, holding down jobs, and doing everything up to and including giving their very lives in service to their baby mamas and baby's motherfucking kids. Their motto that strikes fear into the hearts of black women everywhere: bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.